Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the pitch stage 1 for today's startup pitching. So, what we'll have today, we'll have a battle of startup pitching. We'll have 7-8 startups coming on stage to pitch, and they're representing the high variety of startups you can see today at Web Summit, right? But those people are mostly early stage, and they come here to potentially go to the next stage. So we will select only one of those startups today, and for that, we'll have a group of judges to tell us at the end what have been their choice. They will just need to pick up one, right? So for that, they will look at different criteria. They will look at the product. They will look at the potential to disrupt. They will look as well as the financial, as a team, and last but not least, the quality of the pitch, how they have been good at pitching their idea. So today we'll get investors including Jesse, as well as Antonio from EDP in Portugal, Ross from MuleSoft, and we'll also get Eric to judge those startups. So without further ado, let me introduce you to the first startup today. So we'll get I Paid That, and please welcome on stage Jean-Pierre. Thank you.
Good morning. Hello? Oh, yeah. Good morning. My name is Jean-Pierre, and I'm here today to present you I Paid That. But before I start, let's take a look at this video. His accountant is going to be pissed, definitely. Every entrepreneur today has a problem with invoices, collecting them and finding missing one. And when your accountant at the end of the year is asking for them, you're going to waste time looking for them all over the place. That's why we created I Paid That. I Paid That collects automatically invoices from third-party website providers such as Amazon, but also your mailbox, as well as your employee pockets without harassing them, as long as they use the web app. That solves one. That essentially, after collecting the old invoices, we actually have advanced AI algorithm that allow to extract data, all sorts of data, such as due date, amount, and taxes, as well as provider and customer information. That solves one part of the problem, collecting invoices. But how do you know you have all of them? That's why I Paid That synchronize bank transaction automatically. And after having synchronized them, try to match the bank transaction with the invoices. That not only tells you which invoice you're missing, but also give you like a real-time financial view of your company, because it tells you which customer hasn't paid you yet and which provider you owe money to. Finally, to make your accountant happy, I Paid That also integrates with most of the accounting tool available on the market. So all the data is exported to that. What do we target? We target mainly SMBs and startups through monthly plan and yearly plan. But we have as well deal with accounting firms, and we sell our technology in form of API. Where are we after 1 year? We signed up 1,800 companies, and we target 100K euro MRR by the end of 2019. Who's behind I Paid That? So we have Sebastian, who worked 5 years in the ad tech and fintech industry in New York. And then we have Hugo that created a previous business venture with Sebastian called Trampoline. Is our marketing and comm strategy genius. And then there is myself. I have a 10 years experience in the ad tech industry in New York, working with big data and real-time data processing. That's it. If you have any question. Oh, sorry.
So thanks, Jean-Pierre. Maybe now we can have 2 minutes of question from the judge. Thank you.
Yeah, just great traction, good pitch. The numbers seem off, right? So 1,800 customers, and you're shooting 100K MRR by end of next year.
Yeah.
So how much are you charging your customer per year?
So the medium, the average plan that we sell to customers, the average is 50 euros.
A year?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Monthly.
Monthly?
Yeah.
Okay. So, but that would mean a lot more ARR this year.
No. Because we have 18,000 companies that signed up. Some of them are in trial,
Right.
and some of them actually are paying for the service. We have a 20% conversion right now.
Okay.
So those are the signed up that we have.
And how long have you been doing it for?
1 year, a little
1
bit
year.
more than 1 year, yeah.
Okay, and how sticky? So are people renewing every month?
Yes.
What's your churn?
The churn rate is 5%.
5%.
Yeah.
Okay.
One question or two questions. First, are you aiming just the B2B market, or you have an idea of also going on the B2C, because this product is relevant?
So
also,
yes,
and
that's
it could stay fast there.
absolutely. Yeah, that's a very good question. And actually, we're working in producing like a simplified version of iPad. I cannot tell you a lot of information right now, but yes, we want to also target a B2C market, hopefully in 2019. But right now we stick with the B2B, but there is a plan to do that, absolutely.
And the second question is, what do you see as your competition, and what do you see as the barriers to the enter of your competitors here?
So we have a lot of competitor, obviously. Digital invoicing, it's right now. It's right now all over Europe. Everybody will have to take out paper and do digital invoicing. So what differentiates us is that we have absolute control on it's our technology, essentially. We think we have the best technology to retrieve invoices on third-party website and emails. And most of our competitors that are very successful, they don't do that. And actually, we are trying to make some partnership with them as well to sell our technology in form of API to them, because it's a pretty good deal for us. Yeah.
All right, I think final question. So how do you get customers today, and what are your sales channels? Do you solely do digital acquisition?
Sorry?
Do you only do digital acquisition today of customers?
Yeah, we only do digital acquisition of customer. We did a lot of advertising, but we didn't see like a lot of result from it. And right now, what happens, the best way, since August, we're having like a very good customer acquisition through mouth to ear, essentially. So customers that are satisfied of our product, they talk around them, and the people come in. So we have a lot of like traction with that. We also, another way of acquiring customers is the company that invite accounting firm. Their accounting firm can have access to the data on iPad. And essentially, if the accounting firm liked the product, that opened us to another like couple of hundred customers, because usually accounting firm, they have couple of hundred customers. So that's the main two way we get customer onto the platform. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Jean-Pierre. Thanks for pitching. Thanks for the question. And please, now let me welcome Alina from Skips. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Good morning, judges. Nice to meet you all of here. So my name is Alina, and I'm CEO of the company Skips. As well, I am a mother of 2 children, and of course, all of you understand that my time is super limited. But does it struck me every time I have to waste it on a trivial thing every single day? I have to wait in a coffee shop to grab my lunch. I have to wait in a take-out service to grab my breakfast on my way to work. So, even when I come to the grocery store, it's just a nightmare. Wait times and all shopping experience is just awful. What if I speak about parking spot? When I'm looking for parking, you lose your time as well. So, and I think if we can skip the line, is it possible? I think with the Skips we have a solution. Now you can grab all your prepared orders just on your way and go and don't lose your time no more. How does it work? So easily just put on your final destination, and app will show you restaurant and store on your way. Pick whichever you like, and menu will adapt to your arrival time. Upon your arrival, your already prepared orders will be handed right to you, right into your car, without losing no time by one of the restaurant or store assistant. It's like online drive-through service for any restaurant and supermarket. to make the to make process of order fastest in the world, we provide such function as smart catalog, voice control assistant, and scan cash desk. For business, we help to increase sales up to 17%, and as well to reduce cost for delivery and cash desks. We use revenue share model, and to grow faster, we have a franchise for IT companies who work with business. So if you are guys, somebody who works with restaurants and stores, you are welcome. Our team really is superheroes. We located in Cyprus, but our first investor is Canadian venture fund, and we have global markets on megapolises of Europe and America. We already launched the market this year, this summer. We tested our MVP model on the market of Moscow. Why Moscow? Because of cheap marketing and best testing experience provided by Russian hackers. In spite of them, we survived and even grew. Thank you very much. And remember, with Skips, you are always first.
Thank you, Alina, for your pitch. I think now we can move on to a few questions for the judge for the next 3 minutes. Thank you.
Sure, I can start. Thanks a lot for the pitch. I'd like to get back to the question from before as well. So how do you acquire customers, not just business customers, but also us as consumers?
Pardon? So what is the question? Yeah, as consumers, you can just open an app and look some restaurants and store on your way, make order, and just when you're passing by, you will have your already prepared order into your car. So what is the question? I'm sorry.
The question is, how will I know of your service as
okay.
as an end customer?
So we have a rather big marketing strategy. So first of all, we work with a restaurant and store where we provide the service. First of all, then of course we have a social network ad, and some special event. So I mean, for example, like these big events, we provide our service in some spots, so you don't need to waste time in lines waiting your breakfast or lunch right now.
And how do the restaurants that sign in manage the complexity of having a line on one side and getting yours on priority?
Well, I think it's okay because they received order before customer come, so they have enough time to prepare it. So usually customers come right now. It happens by car, so they get orders just outside. So there are no problem with the two lines.
So, you want to go? Yeah, you go first.
Now, in terms of the route, is your app who defines the route people will take, or are you interfacing with Waze or Google Maps? How does a person identify the restaurants on my way now, for instance, to my office?
Well, of course, we use Google API just to make navigation, but in fact, we have a map inside our application, so you need to use our application to find the restaurant. And of course, it will not be all of restaurant. You are just all over the world, because we work only with some restaurants who want to work with us. They need to be subscribed to our service.
So one more question around, you have 150 restaurants signed up. How many did you approach? So how many, what's your hit rate on getting restaurants to sign up with this service?
Usually we just call for restaurant and ask them if they're interested in. Usually they are. In fact, this summer we test different strategies how to get to the business. So there are lots of different conferences for restaurant business as well. So we just participate in them as well.
Okay, and then what's your customer acquisition cost? What does it cost you to get an order on the app?
Well, but what about B2C customer costs? It's about $1 per user.
Okay.
And what about B2B partner? It's about $12 per partner, something like this.
$12. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Alina. Thanks for the pitch.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for the amazing question, judges. Now, let's have Edwin from Join Marketing, please. Thank you.
All right. Hi, everybody. I'm Edwin Knip. I'm the CTO of Join. So Join is an influencer marketing platform that tries to simplify influencer marketing. As we all know, traditional advertising is becoming less and less effective. And at the same time, we see that that's why there's a shift towards, for example, influencer marketing. But also influencer marketing comes with challenges. So one of the challenges, for example, is that which influencers do you need to work with? So Join has over 18,000 influencers, all opt-in, no scraping, all across Europe. So we're able to read the content of the influencers, and we can find the right influencers, or you can find the right influencers by using keywords. So you get actually influencers who write about certain topics. At the same time, you can also filter by audience. Another problem is the pricing. So how do you know what to pay for an influencer? What is the content worth? We created an algorithm rate card for this, so you always know that you don't pay too much. And as an influencer, which is also important, you earn the right amount of money. Another thing that we see is that a marketing campaign, influencer marketing campaign, can be very time consuming. So to make it easier, we've automated all of the process. It's possible to chat with influencers, it's possible to align content, and we're taking care of the payments and the contracts fully automated. Then the last part is, how do you know if a campaign is actually working? We track the content real time, so you're able to get insights and get benchmarks for influencers and can compare them. Next, I know what you're all thinking. How about fake followers? We've taken also care of this. Because we read through all the content of influencers, we're able to measure what they do. And as soon as there are irregularities, we can actually filter them out and show only influencers that are relevant and also authentic for great collaborations. So in 2016 we started, 2017 we got funded, and our goal and mission is to become the European market leader by 2021. We have a great team. We have veterans with experience and also young, talented people who make Join what it is. Last, we have great clients so far, and our goal is to have 150,000 collaborations in 2021. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Edwin. This is pretty impressive list of customers, so please judge. Time to fire your question.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
I'm curious about your business model.
Okay, so the business model is two-sided. Currently, we have a SaaS platform, so companies pay a monthly fee for the platform, and we also charge on top of the collaboration. So the advertiser will see the total price that they pay, and they can run as many campaigns as they want. So currently, we don't charge the influencer for the platform, but that's also another option we're exploring at the moment.
I have a related question. So when I engage, if I'm Polaroid and I engage an influencer, what am I doing? Are they mentioning my product in their posts? Are you placing products with influencers? How does it work?
So it's a scalable platform. How it works, very shortly, is we try to make the right match for a brand. So photographers for Polaroid, for example, or people who travel, you can easily find it by the right keywords. So you already have a list of influencers that are relevant. Next, you click on the profile. You see the profile, you see the content, you can click through it. You can actually see also the keywords you were searching for, the posts that are matching with that. So you already know upfront, okay, these are influencers who are interested to work with. Then once you have a short list of influencers, you can add content. You can see upfront, okay, I want an Instagram post, I want a story. You can already see the cost, so you have control over your budget. And then next, you can brief the influencers. You can very easily create a creative brief, and that comes to depending on the goal of the campaign, the objective. So it can be product placement, but it can also be to share an experience. So what we see is that more and more brands and advertisers give the freedom to influencers to give them more control and to show their passion and creativity in their content.
Great.
Question: the influencers act basically through the social networks, Instagram. Which ones have you in? Instagram, Facebook? What?
We have all the major networks. So Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Pinterest.
And you select them there and then follow the results.
So we don't do scraping. Influencers register on our platform. It's very easy. They can very easily connect their accounts, which shows their profile. Yeah. So they have a showcase of what they actually do. And because of that, we also read all the content that they post, and we can analyze it, and therefore we can make those matches through machine learning and AI.
One question: the platform is fully developed and can scale up?
It's completely scalable, yeah. So we started with a marketplace, and right now we created a way where you can send out a campaign within half a day, within a few hours, and have it up and running a few days later, which is incredibly fast for influencer marketing.
Quick on your financials. So what's your growth been since 2017 to 2018?
What we see is that we've been increasing on two sides. We increase on the brand side, advertisers who work directly with Join, and also agencies who see the efficiency of the platform and therefore also utilize our platform.
Okay, but what's the ARR, for example? MRR, so do monthly recurring revenue.
As a CTO, I'm not really...
Okay, you should know that.
You're right.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Ross, for that last question. Thanks, Edwin, for answering those questions. And then now we'll have a new startup on stage. So please welcome Bouquet.ai with Adrien coming on stage to pitch. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. When we applied to pitch at Web Summit, we were hoping to have a couple of early adopter use cases to showcase. We never expected that we'd be working with 4 of the 100 largest corporations in the US. So what do? Imagine a Siri for data. Aristotle is an enterprise platform for voice-enabled analytics. When Salesforce and Apple announced a partnership in September to provide around Siri, it signaled that voice was ready for the mainstream enterprise market. It was perfect timing for us. We launched Aristotle at Dreamforce and garnered hundreds of leads in just a couple of days. Our focus is analytics, and our tagline is "Talk Data to Me." Here's what it looks like.
Hey, Alexa just learned a new skill called Aristotle. Now you can ask Alexa questions about Salesforce data and get answers on the spot. It's as simple as that. Alexa, show me accounts that have an amount higher than 250K this quarter.
Amount greater than 250,000 by account name so far from October 1st, 2018 to December 31st, 2018.
With the Aristotle skill, you can simply convert any Alexa device into an enterprise data analyst and access your company's Salesforce data directly.
You can also reach Aristotle through any messaging platform like Slack or Skype. Aristotle replaces reports. Here's a report from my Salesforce app. I have to do all the work to find insights in there, and I can't even read the display. Yuck. Aristotle eliminates the time spent by sales operations to build and maintain those reports, giving them 40% of their time back. Aristotle makes it 80% faster to get insights, forever changing the way people consume data in the enterprise. We're creating a new market category that we call business intelligence skills, or BI skills. BI skills voice activate any data source. Because they're so natural, BI skills make technology disappear. And this is where we believe the future should be, and so does Gartner. We can talk about the competition during our Q&A, but in short, Aristotle is the only solution to talk to data at scale. We're focusing our early growth market on the Salesforce ecosystem. We address a large population of chief revenue officers, sales executives, and managers with a one-click package available soon on the App Exchange. We raised a $1.5 million seed round in June and are raising a $2 million post-seed right now that we hope to talk about during the Web Summit. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Adrien. So now, please, George, respect the 3 minutes of question. Let's try to keep on time. Thank you.
All right. Thanks a lot. Easy question. How much are companies paying for your service?
So our pricing model is volume-based per skill. So it starts at $49 a month, and it goes down per volumes. So, for example, for 50 users, it would be $30,000 a year. For 1,000 users, it would be $273,000 per year.
Another question. What exactly do you do? Do you do the voice interpretation and the interface with the analytics engines, or do you also provide the analytics themselves?
We provide the analytics themselves. What happens in Aristotle is that when a user voices a question, we interpret that question. We dynamically do all sorts of checks and authorizations. We dynamically generate the queries, and then we get the answers, we format it, and we send it back to the user.
Okay, thank you. And I understand that you are doing it with the AWS, is it, Alexa and so?
Yes, so Alexa for Business.
Yeah.
Alexa for Business is one of the channels that we're promoting right now.
Yeah.
We also make Aristotle available through Slack, Facebook Messenger, Skype for Business,
Thank
Skype,
you.
Jabber.
Right, so I've lived this problem. So my company has, a ton of issues finding data. So if I'm using this, I should be able to see everything. But if I have a sales lead in one region and they ask for different reports, how are you managing what that person can see and the data governance rules around it?
So that's what I just mentioned about authorizations. We have user-level authentication, and so when you say, show me my pipeline, it automatically applies a filter to what you're allowed to see.
Okay, but what if I just say a more broad query? Do you narrow it down? Like, how do you keep track of what I'm allowed to see?
So we have a database that has each individual user's profile that we use for personalization and recommending next best actions. That's also, dialogues are a key feature of our product, and dialogues are personalized. We have a patent pending on personalized next best actions to actually tailor the what you can see and what you'll want to see next.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I got one more then. So, slightly different. When people buy this, how quickly do they buy more, right? So they buy one seat or one skill. What's your net retention? So do they buy more within 3 months, 6 months? How does it grow?
Yeah, so we launched in September, so we don't have a lot of backlog on this. Okay. But one of the first issues that came up with one of the big 4 companies that we're working with was to say, okay, we did a trial on 2 data sources, now we're converting. We have 1,000 tables. The key issue was to scale. So I guess that kind of answers your question.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, thank you very much, Adrien.
Thank you very much.
For presenting Bouquet.ai today. And now we'll bring on stage Zoom Abroad with Abhishek. Welcome, Abhishek.
Whew, I'm so grateful to be here, guys. One very quick question. Have you been to a university? Please raise your hand. Yeah, great. Educated crowd, yeah? Then you will definitely relate to my story, okay? As you can see, I come from a very tribal town of India with the big dreams to study abroad and to explore the world. But I did not have the access to information or even internet at that point. Oh, okay. Not even the information at that point. And I remember I had to travel 16 hours to get to an internet where I started Googling information about various countries, various courses, universities, rankings, scholarship, immigration, Brexit, and whatnot. And then I realized the information was overloaded, scattered, and unorganized. I was more confused than I was before. Then I thought I must try the old model of agencies. When I went to these particular agencies, they were multi-layered, biased, and commission-driven. They were trying to sell me a university where they made more money. Even after 15 years, nothing has changed, unfortunately. There are 262 million students like me and you going through this decision-making process, making it a $2 trillion industry in higher education alone. a big problem, a real problem. With my 12 years of experience working very closely with students as university and with university, I'm proud to present Zoom Abroad, a free data-driven aggregator which presents comparable and impartial advice information to the students from anyone, from anywhere. It matches you to the best fit university you deserve. It saves time and money. Not only that, it is as simple as search, compare, and apply. Imagine booking.com or comparethemarket.com for universities. Not only students, now universities can pick and choose the completely vetted student profile. The parents can get the information and data on safety, security, and affordability, and industry get democratized. Of course, I couldn't do this alone. I have a great team. With a small team of 10, we have been able to secure 350 university partnerships globally in a matter of 9 months. We are already in the market, and we have generated £21,000 in just 3 months of operations. Our platform is available in the beta version across the marketplace, and we have awesome support from our investors and advisors. Coming to numbers, so far we have raised £350,000 and looking to raise 1.7 million in next year. And we are aiming to help 1,000 students, generating a revenue of 2.8 million in revenue. As you can see, education changed my world. Please join us and help us change more lives. As Mr. Mandela said, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Abhishek. Let's have a few questions now for the next 3 minutes. Thank you.
Which countries are you targeting?
The source country, we are looking at India at the moment as a test market, but we can replicate it to the other markets as well immediately, as soon as we can prove the model. We have already proven it pretty much.
And in terms of universities, do you have on the platform universities from India or from other countries?
So the source country is India, where the students are coming from, but they're going to US, Canada. So 350 universities that we work with, that is across the globe.
Okay.
Including UK and Europe. Yeah.
And the transition of the
What are the criteria? Give us a few examples of the criteria to choose a university.
To choose a university, of course. So we identified with our research there are 33 different factors which help a student to make a decision. One of it could be immigration for international student, the post-study work permit, job opportunities. Can I take my spouse along? These are such petty things, but rankings, scholarships, the city where the university is located, the tuition fee I can afford. Such a situation like Trump effect or Brexit effect. Those all scenarios would join together, which students can apply as a filter, like you do in comparethemarket.com, and then we can match you with the university you deserve. So we look at the psychometric profile of the student, academic profile of the student, and we are working towards getting the social profile of the student so that we can create an algorithm to help the student with the best fit option.
How do students find you?
Okay, good question. So the model at the moment is, as I said, the agency model or the online model. So of course we are heavily investing in online marketing so that the student can find. At the same time, the industry is suffering from some of those bad agencies which has ruined the many students' lives in many manner. But then how we are approaching, we are going to the student colleges and presenting seminars. We are going face to face because in certain part of the world, especially India, Africa, China, they are very face to face driven. So we are showing our physical presence, going to their schools and conducting seminar with the parents, social clubs, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, just following up on that. That's clearly not a scalable model. So how do you foresee undertaking the contact to the students in the future?
See, at the moment, social media platform is the most powerful platform to reach out to the students, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. But then, in certain markets where you have to have physical interaction, like event like this, we are completely online. So there's no offices that the student can walk to. So this is completely scalable model, whereas at the moment, the brick and mortar model of the agents are multiple offices in different cities. We are breaking that barrier and it is available. So people like from a small towner like me could access as long as I have an internet on my mobile phone. So it is absolutely scalable to every market and corners of Africa to India. Great. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Abhishek, for presenting Zoom Abroad today. So the next pitch will be about Paleo Coin. So please welcome Angelo on stage. Angelo, please.
Thank you very much. Yesterday, I went to a supermarket and I got apples. I let one of them under running hot water, and this is what I got. Who wants to eat it? We all know that chemicals used in conventional farming affect our health, but organic is too expensive. Why do we have to pay a premium on organic food? There are many reasons about it, but it boils down to the fact that for the product to get to us consumers, it has to pass through a lot of intermediaries. This explains why the producer gets actually only 15% on average of the price that we pay as consumers. That's not fair. In PaleoCoin, we build a marketplace that enables you, the consumer, to lease land, to lease a piece of land and obtain its yield. Let me give you an example. Let's say you want organic apples. Instead of buying the fruit, you go to the marketplace and lease a piece of land or an apple tree, and you obtain its yield. Thanks to blockchain technology and smart contracts, you don't have to visit notaries and real estate agents in order to buy an entire farm. In just a few minutes, and with as low as 100 euros, you can go online and buy your fractionalized farm now. In PaleoCoin, you get to enjoy your organic produce at a quarter of the price of the current market. For farmers, this means a higher income. And because we cut out the intermediaries, the middlemen, thus creating a win-win situation between consumers and producers. No more depending on organic supermarkets with plastic-wrapped fruits and high prices. We operate on the European organic food market worth a whopping 35 billion euros. And if we get just 0.1% of that, we'll end up with 500,000 in annual revenue. We are now raising the funds to launch our marketplace and tell the world about it, as well to kick it off in Spain with 200 farms. Our team brings expertise in blockchain technology, agriculture, and successful launch of a marketplace. If you are fed up with conventional food or high-priced organic food, then join PaleoCoin to get control of the food that is landing on your plate. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Daniel. I think now we can move to some question for the next 3 minutes.
Sure.
Thank you.
I can understand your model as an investment, and I have seen this type of model without being on organic food. My question is, if I want food to put on my plate, a tree will give apples on a certain season, on a certain time, and I would have to buy many different things, or having a conglomerate of farms to give me food around the year.
Absolutely, this is a great question. Actually, we support local consumption. So basically, we only solve the problem of seasonal consumption. If you want out-of-season apples, for example, you would have to buy them in the supermarket, that is certainly. The other thing is that you would need more than one farm. That's also certain. You would need an apple tree, you would need a tomato bush, you would need a strawberries bush, you would need more. So you would be able to find more products in our marketplace.
And do the farmers handle also the delivery of the product?
This is the most asked question that we have. Actually, we organize community leaders, which are around metropolitan areas, and they deal with the distribution of the food. So basically, they receive all the food in a central place, and we organize a weekly market, not a market, but basically a weekly gathering of the community of that metropolitan area in that central place, and they receive their produce. So it's a weekly gathering, basically.
So the service, is that primarily directed at local consumers? I mean, I'm from the Nordics, and if I were to order, say, organic avocados, which we don't grow in the Nordics, would that be applicable in your model as well?
That is not in our model currently. So we are supporting the local farming. That could be in our model in the future, but with that we need to build on a totally different distribution channel.
And do you have people in your team controlling the fact that the food is actually organic, which is quite challenging?
This is also a very frequently asked question. So basically, we are using, apart from the current organic certifications that some farms have, we are using also independent certifiers in order to go to the farms and certify that, first of all, the farm is organic and also it maintains organic.
This doesn't feel like a consumer play to me, right? Because consumers are looking for convenience. I know, I mean, and what you're really saying is I can support local produce, but I still have to aggregate everything myself. So wouldn't you be better off being in the business of providing more convenience to the consumer through the same model, through partners?
By definition, our marketplace provides less convenience than the supermarket. If you have been into organic food, you are used to being less convenient. And actually, we are going a step further and we give you more control of your production. So you actually get to have your own farm. So this means even less convenience. Of course, we are trying to ease it by organizing this weekly market where you can actually go weekly and get your produce so you don't have to visit so many farms.
Thank you, Angelo. Thanks for pitching and thanks for the great question. So let's move to the next startup called Yobs Technology. And please welcome on stage Federico, coming today to pitch Yob Technology.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. I'm Federico Dubini, CEO and co-founder of Yobs Technologies. I think that there are two important trends if you're an executive of a Fortune 2000 company that you have to focus on. First of all, the market that is changing. Second, the people. People are not only your clients, but also your team. So, I started this company 3 years ago, and before this company, I was lucky enough to develop two other companies, two different industries, two different markets, an entertainment company in Europe, a design company in China. I was able to scale them to 6 digits, sold them for 7, so I was very happy. However, I saw a common problem. This common problem was recruiting. Recruiting was a huge bottleneck for both companies in both markets, so I transferred to the United States and I said I have to solve this problem. And when I was studying what was the problem, I saw that, of course, there are many problems, but mainly I saw that personality and soft skills became the most important predictor of future performance because a lot of jobs are becoming obsolete, so you don't need anymore somebody that stay focused on for 40 years in the same jobs, but you need somebody that's a good culture fit with the company and is flexible and coachable enough to move in different job position. However, you don't have data about personality and soft skills in the resume and in the cover letter. So this makes the hiring process very long for the company, very expensive, and very biased. So I team up with the best IOP psychologists, industrial organizational psychologists in the United States to develop an algorithm that is able to track 400 parameters from video interview. We analyze verbal and non-verbal cues, so things like facial expression, voice, grammar, syntaxes, where you look with your eyes, social media, and so on and so forth, to profile the candidate's soft skills, benchmark these soft skills with the soft skills of a top performer in that job position, in that industry, create a screening tool that is related to key performance indicators, not to word on the resume like is it right now. So by being related to only key performance indicators, we are able to match the company only with the best 50 candidates instead of having 7,000 resumes, making the process very short. And we are able to help the companies to limit bias and to embrace diversity and inclusion. Very importantly, we worked with these IOP psychologists since day one, and they oblige us to stress the algorithm with very extreme cases to do not augment the bias, as Amazon did, as Google did, where like the algorithm learns from historical data, from historical bias, and replicate it. So we stress the algorithm with very extreme cases, so to make sure that we don't have false positive, that we don't screen out women, that we don't screen out people with darker skin color because the facial recognition software works worsely, and so on and so forth. So we are closing a 1.5 million seed round of funding in the next 2 weeks with top executives in best companies that can be our clients, and a couple of VCs. We are based in Los Angeles, and we work with top data scientists and a very amazing CTO who was the former head of encryption, the Israeli army. So a genius in data security. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Federico. I think now we can move to 3 minutes of Q&A.
So I have a quick one. So I like this space a lot, and I have investments doing things a bit like this. Are you limited by certain roles? And what are the questions you're asking to get those verbal clues?
Absolutely. So in terms of technology, the technology is industry agnostic. So we can work across multiple industries. We can also work outside of recruiting, but we wanted to focus on recruiting to build expertise on a niche and leverage this research we did with the IOP psychologist. We focus on financial services, fashion, retail, and hospitality to build an expertise and leverage this expertise in terms of data and in terms of consultancy when we work with these companies. So we have 11 pilots with Fortune 500 and 3 distribution partners in this industry. And we built a questionnaire with the IOP psychologist basically to get these verbal cues. Thanks.
Just briefly following up, do you own the IP yourself, or do you base it on IBM Watson or Microsoft services?
So actually, there is an independent study that showed that we outperform IBM Watson. We did a lot of validation studies also against current assessment and competitors, together with the IOP psychologist. We built in-house technology for most of the multimodal that we built. This is one of the main differences that we have with the competitors that actually build multimodals with API available in the market, like Effectiva, IBM Watson, and so on and so forth.
So just to make sure, so you own the IP yourself?
Exactly. We have 2 patents, and that's why we have been around for 3 years and a half, but we started to work with clients only in the last 6 months.
So what is your positive rate of return, or how do you know the product is working?
So we did some validation studies to test different metrics. So first of all, in the pilots, we showed that we improved the success of in-person interview. So we make all the hiring process shorter, cutting all the phone screening, all the multiple round of interviews, and we showed that we are able to match from the 7,000 resumes that they get at the beginning, the people that the company is actually going to hire, judging basically former round of internship because they are very short cycles. And with these companies that already have video interview, we basically screen the old videos and show that we are able to improve the success of in-person interview by 45% and the time to hire by 60%. And then we also did validation studies against assessment and recruiters in an academic settings to see that we are able to help companies to embrace diversity more than a normal recruiter without instruments.
Thank you very much, Federico.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Now, last but not least, we'll get our last startup for that pitch competition here. We'll get Verisium, and we'll get 2 people to come on stage to pitch. We'll get Eldar and Vadim. Please welcome Eldar and Vadim.
Hello. Where is it? Where is it? This one. This one. Yep. Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Eldar.
Hi, I'm Vadim.
Yeah, and we would like to tell you about our solution. Verism is an anti-counterfeiting platform which can help fashion and luxury brands to communicate directly with the clients through products. And we would like to start with the technology which we use. It's an NFC technology, and a lot of you may know it from Apple Pay, Google Pay. And if you have a PayPass credit card, it means that you already have an NFC chip inside your pocket. And we propose to use this technology to fight counterfeiting. And idea is quite easy. It's to embed a small NFC chip inside the original product during the manufacturing state, register it in a blockchain, and before the purchase, and customer can simply scan it with a mobile phone and get all the information which brand would like to show. And first of all, we protect brand clients from buying fake products in any sales channels, also in e-commerce. And it's quite important because they can increase their sales if customer will trust them in e-commerce. And also, right now, brand don't have enough connection with the clients because there are a lot of different sales channels, multi-brand store, e-commerce also, and they don't have enough power to communicate directly with the clients. With our technologies, they can provide all the information, product description, some other information like audio guides, some videos, some pictures, and some more information about materials, how to carry the product. And also, as we protect chip from copying, it means that brand get an opportunity to provide some exclusive content, like tickets to some private parties, some music if they have collaboration with some musicians so they can release new tracks. So what we provide. And Vadim will continue.
Thank you. And on the other hand, brand will get analytics data on where, when, and which products were scanned. And this can be very useful to measure effectiveness of marketing campaigns and to monitor gray market. So right now we focus on 3 different markets. The first is fashion and accessories. The second is perfumery and cosmetics, and the third is alcohol and spirits. And the business model is price per registered item. And for the moment, we have 5 brands which protect their products using our technology. Right now, we have 13 people in our team, and 7 of them are highly qualified engineers with experience in top Russian IT companies. And we raised up around $1.5 million. And we'll be gathering the next round this summer. Thank you very much for your attention, and we'll be happy to answer your questions.
Thank you.
Thank you, Eldar and Valdin. Let's move to the last Q&A session now. Thank you.
Just one question. How do you compare your solution with RFID tags in terms of price of tag and convenience?
So first of all, we should understand that NFC technology is quite different from RFID. RFID works up to 15 meters. It's more used for logistic and supply chain inventorization needs. But NFC technology works up to 15 centimeters, and it's possible to read it with mobile phone. So we would like to use it more for customer engagement, not for supply chain. And RFID chip, they couldn't be read with mobile devices. So that's why. So we also right now we are work on a supply chain model. So it means that brand can have NFC chip for customer engagement and RFID tag for logistic, and they will see all the history of the product on a dashboard about all the milestones when the product from one point to another. So they will see how many products were on this point, on the next point, and after that they will see where the products were scanned with the customers.
Hi, so this is an interesting idea. I kind of like it. But what's you got 5 brands, you said. So you have 5 brands?
Yeah.
How many products per brand? Like what's the sort of deployment? And then what's the consumer engagement? And what are you measuring as key metrics in your growth?
Okay. So this is an actual brand which you can go and buy with our chip. Their name is Cloudburst. And right now we started with smaller brands because it's much faster to go with them. So it's approximately several thousand items per brand. And we are negotiating with bigger brands right now, but they're really, really slow in terms of adoption of new technologies, unfortunately. And in terms of customer engagement, this is authenticity, and then it is information about the materials, the usage, and customer engagement. For example, information about new collection, that all people who scanned an item, they get a notification that a new product, new collection has been launched, and you get a discount for that. So things like that.
Yeah, so we believe that we can help to increase customer loyalty if brands start to use our technology, because they will have direct communication with the client, and if they will use our analytic dashboards, they can understand, for example, this particular customer scanned 5 products of our new collection. We understand that it was back, so we can target we can provide some discounts on the products which is similar with this product. We can show him some products which he supposed to buy. So it just can help to get more information, maybe upgrade CRM system, because they will know not only the products which client bought, but also a product which is interesting for the client.
Okay. Thanks. Thank you very much, Vadim and Eldar, for pitching. The judge will now need to rate the last startup, and I will invite all the startup who pitched today to come on stage. In the next minute, the judge will just decide who will be the winner. But in the meantime, since pitching is such a very difficult exercise, I will just ask the judge to maybe share like few tips about what are your recommendations for entrepreneur coming on stage, pitching at startup competition. What are the do and don'ts that you recommend? So maybe Antonio, like to share some tips?
I liked a lot the pitches as in general. What I recommend from some of the startups is that to make more clear who the team are. Some did not, for me, it was not clear, and it was a strong point, I believe, of some of them. And again, the financials it was not always clear for me.
So well done, everyone. That's a nerve-wracking experience to stand in front of people. I think quite often there's a bit too much lead up in the beginning, and I really want to hear what the idea is and what your business model is, and then traction, right? So what are your metrics? What are you tracking? What's important to your business? Like getting those numbers, those are the things as an investor I can take away and then get deeper dives into actually how it works. So for me, a bit more of the business model and the go-to-market.
Eric, any feedback in general?
I mean, I couldn't agree more. I'd like you to get to the business side of your company as quickly as possible. But I mean, overall, well done. Make sure that you keep it within the 3 minutes. Some are very strict and stop listening after 3 minutes. So make sure you practice to stay within the time boundaries.
Yeah, timing is very difficult to respect, but I agree you should go straight to the point. Try also to be very clear on your pitch, short answer, to make that very easy to digest for the judge and keep their mind clear about who will be the winner. So we just got the name of the winner. So today, Adrien from Bouquet.ai just won that stage competition and will go to the next level tomorrow. So congratulations, Adrien, and for what you're doing with Bouquet.ai. Thank you very much.